I think runners are starting to use AI the wrong way. Not all runners, but a lot of them. Because AI can absolutely help you become a better runner. But I think a lot of people are starting to confuse the tool, especially with actual coaching. They're not the same thing. And I've used AI a lot. I've used it for training ideas, nutrition, gear research, business stuff, content, all that. And some of it's actually been really useful, but some of it's kind of really sucked. And the more I've used it, the more I think we need to understand what AI is actually good at and where it completely falls off. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Welcome to the Alterners Podcast. This is where we run long and work even longer. I'm your host, Brad, a flight nurse, paramedic, dad of 3, and a mid-of-the-pack ultra runner, just trying to figure this whole thing out 1 mile at a time. This podcast is about running, especially running long, all while balancing work, family, and everything else that comes with real life. All right, I'm back. It's been a week and a half, I think, maybe even 2 weeks. I don't know why the hell I haven't podcasted. It's not like I'm busy. Still in the boot. I got 12 days to go, people, 12 days to go. If you haven't checked in or don't know my situation, or this is your first time listening, dealing with the stress fracture of the calcaneal and the front of the heel, actually, in a weird location for it. Whatever. And we're hanging in there. Between the ears is no worse. It's no worse off than baseline. But feeling good. I've been biking a lot, 6 days a week. I went out and I got bike shorts. Who knew? Who knew they had padding in the crotch? I didn't. I just thought these weird biking people wore tights because they liked, I don't know, whatever. But it's a night and day difference. I wish I would have known that starting out. I wouldn't have complained. Yeah, I would have complained. I like running. Running is far superior than biking. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Anyway, so that's going good. I'm keeping the engine that way. I feel great. And keeping the core going. I actually went to PT a couple days ago. She took me out of the boot. She's let me do squats now with goblet squats and stationary lunges and some other mobility stuff. But it's feeling great. I'm having no pain whatsoever in the heel. And so I hope to come out of the boot in 12 days and start kind of hiking and building back. I'm going to be smart. I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to be Brad stupid, but yeah, I will. We all know that. Anyways, but so then so like last week when I was kind of outlining this one and when I got the idea for it, I'm like, what are the controllables here? Why did this happen first? How in the heck did I get this? Right. Number one, I thought, it's from running too much, right? Oh, you run too much. And it was like, dude, I wasn't even running that much. Like I was right around 50 miles per week. Yeah, to some people that's a lot, but literally 50 miles a week for me is like, it's not that much, right? Until I get in the 60s, 70s, 80s, that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm running a lot. But no, I was like just right under 50-mile weeks. I was cranking up the vert a little bit, but still, I usually hit vert anyways. But I'm like, I just don't buy that. And then I was like, all right, what? I broke a bone a few years ago too. And I'm like, am I deficient on something? Do I have weak bones? Am I getting enough calcium? And so I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to track what I'm putting in my body and I'm going to really focus on getting all my macros, my vitamins, minerals, micros, whatever you want to call it, and just getting a super, super important, like a steady diet. And so I started tracking it on MyFitnessPal, but of course you got to pay for whatever, to get your micros and to get some of the stuff I really wanted to look at. So I'm like, you know what, the hell with this? I'm going to track this. I'm going to try building a custom GPT in OpenAI and build my own tracker. And I did. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this a bit step further. And I built like a nutritionist, right? And just to really help me optimize what I should be putting in my body for bone healing, muscle retention, endurance. I'm still cycling a lot. And then I wanted to focus on digestive health as well. And so that's what led me down this path, right? And so before we go any further, I want to explain kind of what AI actually is. And disclaimer, I am not an AI expert. I'm kind of dumb when it comes to computers, but I've been failing at it for a long time. Anyways, so what it actually is, because I think people kind of get this perception that when they hear AI, they think it's magic. They think it's just some kind of ET robot sitting there that just knows everything that, whatever. or they think it's like Skynet. Oh, don't go down that rabbit hole. We can't, we are not going down that rabbit hole. Honestly, it's neither of them, right? AI tools like ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, Claude, all these, right? They're basically huge, enormous pattern recognition systems, right? They've been trained on massive, massive, massive amounts on information. They've had every book on the planet upload to them, forums. They have access to all the research papers, the articles, the training plans, internet discussions, all of your clicks that or Mark Zuckerberg sold to them from Facebook. They have access to all that, right? And then they generate responses based on patterns and prompts. It's important to know that, because AI, these things don't actually know you. And it doesn't think like a human. It doesn't have that capability. And in my opinion, it never will. I hope it never will. It predicts what a useful answer probably looks like. And sometimes it's incredibly useful, and sometimes it's wrong. And that's a dangerous combo if people don't understand it. So in my experience with AI, now for me personally, I've used it a ton over the past couple of years. Really, I have. For business ideas, for content, for planning, nutrition, running, researching races, comparing gear, learning stuff, all sorts of things. Honestly, at first I was blown away, and I'm like, dude, I understand this. And whatever. I mean, it's pretty crazy. It really is. You can literally sit there at 11 o'clock at night and ask, build me a 100-mile training plan around 24-hour EMS shifts. And it'll spit something out within 10 seconds. It's insane. It's absolutely insane when you think about it. But going back, I've used it a ton. In both businesses I tried building with, it failed miserably. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, 10 years ago, like when you go back to thinking about it, 10 years ago, you'd be scrolling forums for 3 hours trying to piece together random advice from some dude called like Trail Crusher 69 who ran Leadville in 2002. Yeah, I mean, but now you can get like that instantly, right? It's pretty decent. It's powerful, right? And I said, I honestly, I think I started using AI too much. I really do. And I think a lot of people are heading down the same road. I've tried to use it heavily, again, for building businesses. I tried to automate everything. I tried to optimize everything. I tried to scale everything, generate everything. And dude, those businesses failed miserably. It just lacked humanity. It lacked connection. It lacked personality, really. It lacked actual feedback and interaction. And just because something's efficient, it doesn't mean it's better. I think a lot of runners are going down the same path. I do. But I think it's a useful tool. I really do. I think it can be extremely beneficial, because I don't want this episode to be like anti-AI, because that's stupid, right? It's really stupid to bucket, because it is going to be heavily involved in our lives. I still use it, just not all the time. I think people need to understand like what lane it belongs in. So like, okay, so number one, training structure, right? It's probably the best use for most runners. So especially beginner runners, when I think about it, it like if you don't know how to structure your week, AI can actually, it really can help you do that. You could type in, I work shift work. I want to run a marathon. I want to train for 50K. I have 4 days a week available, right? And it'll build you something very usable. It's actually pretty cool, especially for people who can't afford coaching. Uh, yeah. But here's the thing that people miss. Garbage prompts, like if you prompt it wrong, that's one of the biggest reasons I've learned. If you type make me an ultra plan, you're going to get a generic nonsense. You really are. But if you give it your actual schedule, your injury history, your current mileage, your weaknesses, your availability, your race goals, the quality of that plan that AI is going to kick out is going to improve dramatically. And that's where it gets more useful, right? Yeah, really. So understanding that the way you prompt it, it's going to, improve what I want to say here, your results as well. And AI for nutrition, number two, moving on, AI for nutrition, right? This is where I think it, it, it could absolutely shine for most of us runners. Meal planning, protein goals, calorie estimates, macro organization, grocery list, recovery nutrition, especially for busy people. You can literally tell it, like, I need high protein meals that are fast because I work 24-hour shifts or I work 3 12s in a row. And boom, meal ideas, bang, shopping list, prep ideas. It's super useful, super useful. And again, you can literally build custom GPTs around your goals, right? Nutrition GPTs, training GPTs, recovery GPTs. You can input your body weight, your goals, your dietary preferences, your injuries, your calories, and it'll create something that helps you organize your process. It's pretty incredible. I used it. I still use it. It's helping me. Again, mine I set up, and if anybody wants it, I could give it to you completely free. Just shoot me a message. I said that on my Instagram, the Ultra Nurse. If you listen to this, you're not following me on Instagram. How dare you? I don't really care. I'm not trying to be famous. But just shoot me a message on the Ultra Nurse on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or in the comments here, or email me, and I'll give you access to it completely free. I don't really care. You might have to reprompt it a little bit to structure it towards you, because the way I have mine set up again is I'm tracking protein, tracking all my macros, my recovery ideas, right? And this is where I think it's the strongest. It's supporting everything, right? Supporting my thoughts. I don't know. I think it's great for nutrition. Absolutely incredible. Like I said, I got mine set up. I was like, hey, I want this on a grading scale, and now I get out of 10. So if I'm at 7 o'clock at night and I'm at a 9 out of 10 for bone healing, I'm like, hey, what can I do to get this up to a 10 and be elite? Oh yeah, drink a glass, and it'll be like, hey, have you considered drinking 4 ounces of vitamin D milk? No, I haven't, but I'm gonna drink that. Oh yeah. Now you hit your oh my gosh, brain fart. Your, what is it, calcium goal, and you're just under your fat goal, and it added no carbs. Good job, Brad. Perfect. All right, number 3, PDFs research race guides. Another huge one, uploading PDFs. I think it's actually one of the coolest uses for runners. You could upload like race manuals, pacing charts, nutrition PDF studies, training plans. You could ask AI to summarize it. It's awesome. It is really cool. You got to try it. You can do it in any one of these. But most runners could, because let's be real. Like, okay, so if I download somebody's race plan or some of these nutritional whatever articles or whatever, we're not sitting down to read 80 pages of sports nutrition literature while we're working these 12 and 24-hour shifts. We're just not doing that. Most of us runners don't have time for it. So you could upload the URA race guide, the elevation charts, the aid station information, and ask it, be like, summarize the most important things for a mid of the pack runner here. And it'll kick out you some very useful information. It saves you a ton of time. Still, you're going to want to read all that if you're running such a race, but it saves you an insane amount of time. And if you're like me and you just like bullet points, it'll kick you out that, right? Number 4, AI is great for comparing gear to shoes, lights, packs, rain jackets, poles, drop height on shoes, foam, durability. It's incredibly easy to get that information now. I used it a lot to compare shoes, especially with the information, but there's limitations with that, by the way. Obviously, it doesn't know my feet, and that matters, so it doesn't know my mechanics, my injury history. It doesn't know my preferences after 8 hours on my feet. So you got to take all this with a grain of salt, right? Experience still matters with gear, right? Real world testing still matters. Just because 9 out of 10 people use the LT 1100 headlamp doesn't mean you are going to love it. You might like old flashlight in your hand. I don't know. So with all this, experience still trumps it, right? Now, where I think AI falls apart, this is the important part in this episode because ultra running is not spreadsheets and mileage. It ain't black and white, right? And I think this is where people are getting a little carried away. And number one, number uno, AI does not understand your life. It's the biggest limitation. I don't care what you say. You could train it all you want. I've tried to put my flight nurse schedule in there, and it is like, what are you talking about? It just doesn't understand it. It really doesn't. It also doesn't understand your emotional fatigue, your stress, parenting, divorce, bad sleep, shift work, whatever you're going through. You can type those things in, but AI, it can't actually feel that. It can't. It doesn't feel those things. It doesn't understand the accumulation of them. It'll lie to you and tell you it does, but a human sees that. A human can see that, and a human can empathize with that. A coach can see that. AI doesn't see that. Number two, this is my opinion. AI doesn't make great judgment calls, nor do a lot of us humans either. No, but this is huge. Coaching is just a coaching from what I found out since I hired a coach. It's not just writing workouts. It's judgment, right? It's when to push somebody. It's when to pull back, when to shut down, when to pivot. That's the real value of real coaching. Examples, all right? You tell AI, I'm exhausted, I don't want to train. And it'll usually try to compromise with you. I don't know. That's just from my experience with it. We're a good coach, I should say, a good coach will say, no, we're not doing this today, right? Like this ain't like you. You haven't missed, whatever. But we're not doing this today. That's experience, that's pattern, that's human interaction, right? Number 3 is no accountability. AI doesn't really care if it skips your run. It might say it does, but it doesn't care. It doesn't check up on you. It doesn't notice when your motivation's dropping. It really doesn't. It doesn't know when you're mentally cooked. Yeah, I said cooked. My 13-year-old daughter, actually, she'd be embarrassed. She'd be like, oh, that's not cool anymore. But it's AI's reactive. It's not invested. It really is. And number 4, and honestly, I think this is the biggest thing for me right now. And this is why I'm kind of pulling back from using AI. I don't use it for any of my social media content anymore. It just that that's probably why my social media sucks. I'm not on social media to build up a following or get likes or clicks or make any money. Um, anyways, this is the biggest thing for me. There's no human connection. The more I have used AI, the more I value at any point in my life actual human interaction. I'm just starving for it now. And I know people that know me are going to be like, Brad hates people. He works in EMS. We EMS people hate people. No, I am just starving for real human interaction now, like real conversations, real friendships, real community, like real coaching. Because I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. Humans are special. And you can't I'm convinced in my life that 99% of humans on this planet are good and have good intentions and just don't want to do their thing and live in peace. Don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be taxed. They don't want to pay $5 for gas. Anyways, no, I'm not going on there. But humans are special. I genuinely believe that too. I really do. AI is not going to replace that, nor I think it should. I don't. So, like on the coaching versus AI thing, on the Rana versus coaching, hey, if you can afford a good human coach, I think it's light years better. I really do. I don't even think it's close because a good coach is going to understand your nuances. They see your trends. They adjust emotionally, warning signs. They actually care about your outcome, dude. Ben is like, if I could finish your A100 and my coach could say like, I mean, I'm not saying this is the only reason why he wants me to finish, but he's gonna be like, dude, I took this middle-aged man who's not right in the head, like insane, mid of the pack guy, lives in Dubuque, Iowa, at 900 feet, never been to the mountains. I've never been past Des Moines. And yeah, you know what I mean? And I got him to finish the Uri 100, which is 43,000 feet of climbing, gnarly trails, and in altitude above 10,000 feet average the entire time. I mean, he's heavily invested, and he's just a good dude anyways. I'm his client. You know, like I don't know. I consider him a friend now, but he actually truly cares about the outcome, right? Matters a lot. So what I think AI is best for, wrapping up here, I think it's best used as an assistant, an organizer. It could be a good brainstorming tool, a good learning tool, and a support tool, right? But it's not a replacement for thinking. And it's definitely not a replacement for human relationships. Not at all. So yeah, I mean, I'll continue to use AI for some stuff. I still use it almost every day. But use it to support your running and not to replace the human side of it. Seriously. Because at the end of the day, still the most important thing we got on this planet is each other. Literally. I don't know. That's my wrap on it. That's what I just got to end there. It's going to go dark here if I keep talking about AI. It's kind of daunting. It's super exciting, but I'm kind of just sick of it anymore. And the more and more it kind of keeps getting jammed down our throats is that, oh, everything's AI and AI is going to take your jobs. The more I'm just like, no. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm not going to go down that. I'm not going to start ranting about that. All right. Again, if you want access to that nutrition expert GPT thing, again, reach out. I'll send you the link and you can access it free of charge. I'm not upselling you on anything. I have nothing to sell, and I'm not going to take your information because I don't want it. But yeah, just reach out to me. And if you want to discuss any other things or need any other things about like setting up or talking about nutrition or whatever, or using AI, yeah, again, reach out to me. Be more than happy to talk. All right, wrapping it up. I got to thank you for spending part of your day, your run, maybe your shift with me. And if this episode has helped you out and you know another runner that can use it, share it with them. And make sure you're subscribed and follow the show so you don't miss the next episode. And if you got time, leave a rating or a comment. Please follow the show. And it goes a long way. It goes a really long way and like the episodes. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Now go rip some miles. Peace. Love y'all.